From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Vancouver-based Tech Resources and Anglo American have reached an agreement to merge their operations.
A statement from the two mining and natural resources companies released last night says they will form the Anglo Tech Group. The release claims the so-called merger of equals will create a company that will be a global critical minerals champion and one of the world's largest producers of copper. The two companies are committing to having Anglo Tech's global headquarters in Vancouver, with corporate offices also in London and Johannesburg. Federal Minister of Industry Melanie Joly said in a social media post that Ottawa will address several issues as it considers the merger, including the combined firm's pledge to have its senior leadership based in Canada. David Bowles, The Canadian Press.
The latest ranking of the Toronto Stock Exchange's top-performing companies shows investors are looking for safe havens amid economic uncertainty. The yearly TSX-30 ranks the best-performing stocks on Canada's benchmark index based on dividend-adjusted share price returns over 3 years. This year's list, released today, highlights mining, industrials, and artificial intelligence and innovation as three main themes driving returns. Here's the CEO of the TSX, Louis Anastasopoulos.
Every time we put this list out, there's different trends and different themes that you see. But I think what we're seeing this year is that, the Canadian markets are rewarding companies that, really delivered certainty in very uncertain times.
Mining firms made up 17 of the 30 companies listed, with 15 of them gold producers. Electronics manufacturer Celestica took top spot, followed by Lundin Gold. A pollster says the results of his company's latest survey speak to the anxiety young people feel about a job market being hit by multiple threats. The online Abacus data poll suggests 44% of Canadians want to see the temporary foreign worker program scrapped. Support for the program's end was highest among Canadians between 18 and 45. The estate of late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein has delivered to the Republican-led House Oversight Committee the so-called birthday book. It includes an alleged letter from U.S. President Donald Trump that included a sexually suggestive message for Epstein's 50th birthday. Catherine Folders reports the Trump administration is denying the letter's authenticity.
They are pointing to the signature on the page. They're saying, well, that's not a signature, and posting images of other signatures that they claim appear to be different than this signature. Then the White House press secretary posted and said, this proves that the story about this birthday book really isn't true and doesn't exist.
The letter's disclosure comes amid a bipartisan push in Congress for the release of all the Epstein files amid years of speculation and conspiracy theories about co-conspirators or participants in his sex trafficking ring. And Apple today will unveil its next lineup of iPhones. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, in Monday night's NFL game, J.J. McCarthy's long-awaited debut for the Minnesota Vikings turned out pretty well. McCarthy threw for 2 touchdowns and ran for another in the fourth quarter as the Vikings scored 21 points to rally for a 27-24 season-opening win over the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. The Toronto Blue Jays open a 3-game series tonight against the Houston Astros. Shane Bieber will be on the mound for the Blue Jays, while the visiting Astros will counter with Luis Garcia. The New York Yankees, who trail the Jays by 2 games, will host the Detroit Tigers. The Yankees were idle last night as well. The Boston Red Sox, they played. They're 3 games behind Toronto now after they beat the Athletics in Sacramento 7-0. There are 5 games in the WNBA tonight, including one in Las Vegas, where the Aces will be aiming to win their 15th straight when they host the Chicago Sky. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.